I would like to shout out one of my subscribers, Stephanie Davis, and a host of other subscribers who sent me emails about this particular story right here, involving this woman by the name of Renee Bach, who is this missionary from the U.S. who has been accused of killing hundreds of babies in Uganda by posing as a doctor and performing treatment despite having no qualifications. This is exactly why the people over on the continent do not want outsiders there, especially when they look like her. I would like to know, how in the hell did she get there? Who in the hell got her there? We already know why she's there. I mean, it's pretty clear. I need to know the who and the what and the how, because she has no qualifications to perform whatever it is that she's doing over there, yet she's there and she's causing these people to die. I'm trying to figure out why the hell she's not arrested and in jail. Now I'm just going to go ahead and read this article. Renee Bach is alleged to have worn a white coat and a stethoscope while performing medical procedures on malnourished children at the charity she founded after moving to Africa at age 18. So she's been there a while. The claims emerged in a lawsuit brought on behalf of two mothers whose babies died at the Serving His Children clinic. Annette gave birth to a boy in 2017, but she says he was snatched from her by Bach and the clinic staff. She said, "My son Elijah Benjamin would be 2 years old today had he been alive. I delivered him at the Jinja Hospital on January 21st, 2017. I feel his life was snatched from my arms by the actions of Miss Renee Bach." Well, first off, don't call her Miss. She doesn't deserve that kind of respect, in my honest opinion. The women also claimed that Bach posed as a doctor. A statement from the Women's Pro Bono Initiative at NGO, which filed the lawsuit, alleges Bach was often seen wearing a white coat, a stethoscope, and often administered medications to children in her care. See, that's how she was able to do it. She had them people fooled. She just threw on a costume. She's not degreed. She doesn't have a doctorate. They just saw this white chick wearing a white coat with a stethoscope and probably a few lab materials and assumed that she was a doctor. I would have been asking questions, and I mean all types of questions. Mother of 6 kids were led to believe she was a medical professional. It added, when their children died, however, they were told that Renee has no training at all in medicine, and that in 2015 the district health officer had closed her facility in order her to not offer any treatment to a child. Why the fuck is this bitch even still there? Why is she not in jail? For murder, because that's basically what she's committing. She's committing genocide. They need to extradite her ass back to the States. After, of course, they deal with her over there. And then send her back for more. Well, now, if they're going to deal with her over there in the way that I know they won't deal with her over here, let her stay there and let them deal with her there. The lawsuit demands the facility be shut down entirely and says it is still accepting children for care despite being ordered to close down by the Department of Health in Uganda in 2015. So this place was supposed to be shut down 4 years ago, and she's still operating it against their demands. That is a huge problem. That is an issue. In the statement from Women's Pro Bono Initiative, Bach's actions are described as unacceptable and narcissistic. In the statement from it added Bach misled unsuspecting vulnerable members of the public. A blog post by another aid worker in Uganda who claims to have known Bach alleges she had medical professionals on staff, but Bach herself, with no medical training, chose to actively treat and respond to serious medical needs of the children in crisis. So basically, she hired people to cover her own ass. Or at least try. Renee Bach first visited Africa when she was a teenager and said she fell in love with Uganda before moving out from her native Virginia and subsequently adopting her daughter. What's the race of the daughter is what I like to know. Since she wants to be over there, I'm questioning everything. She worked as a missionary before moving on to start the Serving His Children, a Christian charity aiming to provide short-term staffing and resources that develop long-term sustainable change by treating severe acute malnutrition, providing health education, teaching effective and agricultural methods, sharing the gospel, and bringing communities together, according to their website. Serving His Children works in partnership with the Ministry of Health, rural healthcare facilities, and local community leaders. In response to a 2018 article that first highlighted the allegations, the organization said at no time has our founder Renee Bach presented herself as a medical professional, experimented on, or caused the death of any child. Having been trained by medical professionals to start IVs, Renee has in the past provided assistance in such procedures when requested, and currently serves in an administrative capacity and participates in fundraising organizations. Well, that's all good and all, but she still hasn't brought proof that she's actually trained or degreed to be a doctor in these settings. Like, where's the proof? There is no sign of Renee Bach on Serving His Children's website anymore, and they have deleted their social media accounts. I mean, that's good and all, but what are you going to do with her? It's currently unclear whether Bach is still working as a part of the charity as a missionary in Uganda or whether she has returned to the U.S. Listen, they need to lock this bitch the fuck up. Point blank, period. They need to bring her ass to task, and when they're done, put her in a 4x4. Listen, they need to make sure that she is not operating, but tending to any more children. Point blank, period. And that's pretty much the end of the article right there. But yeah, like, how in the hell did she get? Well, it says she's been there since she was 18. Who let this heifer slip through the cracks? See, they not doing what they're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to vet every person who is dealing with anything in the medical field over there. But I hate to say it, but it's that white savior complex that our people have, where they see this white person and they automatically assume that they're there on good deeds. And she probably knows that. The fact of the matter is, she has no medical background. She has no medical training. She has no qualifications. All she came up in there was a goddamn costume, a white coat, a stethoscope, some gloves, and that wicked grin like the one she has on her face in this image. But they said they don't even know if she don't even know if she even has left the fleet to come back to the States. So you mean to tell me y'all just like let her just completely roam free down there and run a fucking muck and do this to those kids? Are you fucking kidding me? This bitch is dangerous. Now she done pulled a goddamn where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Because they don't know if she's even there or not. Like, this shit is ridiculous. I can see why people were extremely pissed about this. I can see why. Because there's so much that, like, to be honest, I truly believe this could have been avoided. But that's why you have to start vetting people before you allow them to come in. But like I said, this is exactly why many nations do not like when outsiders come in and not only tend to their children, but try to adopt children, especially when they look like her. And then you also have the white male missionaries that be going over there raping the children. I think the last time we talked about a palm-colored missionary over in Africa, he was over there raping them children, and a lot of them. I think he was in his maybe in his 20s, and raping these little girls. I wouldn't be surprised if he was messing with the boys too, but as far as we know, it was the girls. And if they ain't over there doing that, they're over there killing their wildlife. Like, I'm telling you, y'all can't tell me about palm colored that we don't already know already. Like, this shit is fucking ridiculous. And it's disgusting and it is sad. And they want to talk about they're going through a genocide. I mean, they are, but you know, their genocide usually comes from the place of they don't like diversity, which is laughable all in and of itself. But this chick needs to be dealt with as soon as humanly possible. And I'm mad on multiple things. I'm mad at her, but I'm more mad at the people there because they just allow her to keep doing this. Like, when your suspicions rose, that should have been the time right there when you put your foot down and said, look, y'all need to get rid of her. Get rid of her. Send her back to wherever she came from, or better yet, bring her to trial and let her sit in a Ugandan jail for a little bit to think about what the hell she's done if they weren't going to do anything else to her. But as I'm reading this article, they said they don't know whether she's here or not, and they said she adopted a child. That's why I'm asking, what's the social construct of that child? Because she doesn't need to be around children. Period. I don't care if it's her own or not. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.